Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Waratahs defend missing women's grand final by Georgina Robinson April 23, 2022, 6:25 p.m. Save login, register or subscribe to save articles for later. Share normal text size, larger text size, very large text size 0. Leave a comment. The Waratahs have defended their decision to leave Melbourne the morning of the Super W Grand Final and miss the NSW women trying to defend their title at Army Park on Saturday. NSW boss Paul Dawn said it was too expensive and logistically challenging to change the team's flights from the morning to the afternoon, after the Super W final was last month moved from Sydney to Melbourne. The NSW Waratahs console each other after their loss to the Fijiana in the Super W final. Credit: Getty. Dawn and NSW board member Kerry Chikarovsky were in the stands to watch the Waratahs women lose 32-26 in a nail-biter to the Fijiana, missing their shot at an extraordinary fifth straight title. Michael Hooper stayed on in Melbourne but told the Herald, through a spokesman, that he had a lunch commitment. NSW captain Jake Gordon was pictured in Melbourne having coffee in South Yarra with Rebels players Andrew Kellaway and Matt Phillip, in a social media post Phillip made about 12:30 p.m. It is not known whether Gordon was still in town for kick-off or made the game. He did not respond when contacted by the Herald. Flights for Super Round were booked a long time ago and the women's grand final was only announced as being at Army Park recently, Dawn said. We did look at flight changes but it was $300 per person, so it wasn't economically or logistically possible. Every team in Super Rugby Pacific was in Melbourne at the weekend for the first Super Round, rugby's take on the NRL's Magic Round. The Waratahs were thumped by the Chiefs in the opening game on Friday night and flew out at 8:45 am on Saturday, 5 hours before the Super W Grand Final kicked off at the same ground. NSW captain Jake Gordon was in Melbourne on Saturday afternoon. Credit: Getty. A spokesperson for the Waratahs said the men had been on the road since the previous round, which saw them play the Force in Perth, and many were keen to get back to young families. The Super W final was originally scheduled to be played in Sydney after Army Park rejected Rugby Australia's request to have it played as part of Super Round, citing concerns over the pitch. But at the end of March the Melbourne and Olympic Parks Authority changed their minds, with Rugby Australia notifying the Super Rugby clubs of the move on March 30. The move was made public on April 11. The Waratahs men posted a team video on social media, wishing the women well, but Dawn said flights were not only expensive but also hard to find by the time the game was moved. It wasn't as simple as just staying for an extra day, unfortunately, he said. I would also point to the post the boys made for the girls on social media as indicative of the support the players are giving all the girls and wishing them the best. NSW women's captain Grace Hamilton said the team felt the support of the men's side throughout the season. I don't think they had much control over flying back, but they've been really good getting around us this week, she said. DC, coach Darren Coleman sent me a message this week. Hoops, Will Harrison and all the boys sent us text messages this morning, saying we truly believe in you girls and I think they would be here if they could be here. The Fijian Drua men's side played the Blues in the game following the final, and did not watch the game from the stands. Hamilton said she and her teammates watched the men's game against the Chiefs from the team's hotel. Meanwhile, the NSW men face a nervous wait on the fate of prop Angus Bell, who was shown a red card for an illegal tackle on Chiefs number 7 Sam Cane. Bell will be automatically referred to Super Rugby's citing commissioner and could face a lengthy ban, given he has 2 yellow cards in his recent history, for the Wallabies against England last year and against the Reds in 2020. Losing the Wallabies' loose head prop would be a blow ahead of their first run of games against New Zealand sides. The Waratahs host the Crusaders at Leichhardt Oval on Saturday, then play Mona Pacifica in Auckland, the Hurricanes at home, the Highlanders away and the Blues at home. We always knew this half of the comp is going to be hard game after hard game, Coleman said after Friday's game. If we get a good home crowd it'll be good. I am really hoping our fans are respecting what we're doing. From Game 1 at Leichhardt we had a good jump in the crowd, and I am hoping they're knowing every week we will deliver a passionate and committed performance. I don't have a magic solution just yet. I guess Aussie coaches have been trying to figure out that last 20 minutes against the Kiwis for years.